everybody, Elaine Watson here. We are getting ready to go live in about 2 minutes, so sit tight. I'm really excited. Today I'm going to be interviewing President, CEO, and owner of KUPA, Richard Herder. You don't want to miss this. There's a lot of history involved in what came to be the e-file, how it got started, how did it get there, and where is it going in the future. Lots of info you want to know, lots of info you need to know. So get comfortable, grab a drink, get a nice cozy seat, and we'll be back in a minute to get the show started. I'll see you soon. Bye. Yeah, I don't particularly. I knew I'd get caught doing this. Hey everybody, it's Elaine Watson here from KUPA TV live on Facebook, and this is what happens when your camera crew doesn't tell you to go live. I'm not even ready. Really excited because today I'm interviewing the man of KUPA, Richard Herder. But before that, we still have to go over our giveaway today. So today's giveaway is our 10-piece bit kit. And if you go to KUPA Inc. /pages/win, you can sign up to win this amazing prize worth $75 in retail value. Make sure you only sign up once and stay in the chat and make sure you interact because we're going to pick somebody at the very end. Today is a little different. Usually I jump to your questions throughout the broadcast, but because I have so many questions to ask Richard today, I want to hit my questions first, so I will be going through at the very end. So save your questions towards the end, and I'll be able to look for them. I'll let you know when to post them so I can keep track of them. Also, don't worry if you don't win today because everybody's a winner. There's always a promo code, and today's promo code is KTV18 at KUPAInc.com or the KUPA app for 25% off all your purchases. So make sure you log in for that. Oh, that's excluding though repairs, hand pieces, classes, and workbook. That's it. Everything else is game. So without further ado, because I know he is excited and dying to be on camera, I would like to introduce to you, in case you don't already know, because maybe they're living under a rock somewhere, you never know, to the president, CEO, and the owner of KUPA, Richard Herder.
Hi, Elaine. Thanks for having me on my show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on in your place on your show.
Right.
I'm really excited. For those of you who also don't know, because why would you? Richard's a very private man, so this is really you out of your comfort zone. Yeah, this is out of your comfort zone completely. Yeah, I know.
That's what we have Elaine for.
That's what he has me for. And how few company owners that I know are like you. Because, you know, George Schaefer was the face of OPI, along with Susie.
Sure.
Everybody knows Jeff Pink of Orly, Tony Cuccio,
Right.
Danny of Jellish.
Right.
But you're always behind the camera.
Yeah, I'd rather be like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, you know?
So I've always had a joke about how I couldn't wait to get him in front of the camera because I'm the one always being tortured.
Mm-hmm.
I really have to say I'm enjoying this.
Thanks.
Don't hold it against me.
No, I will, believe me. There's going to be payback.
There's been a lot leading up to this, like exactly where were we going to have this interview?
Right.
You know, we are in the KUPA training. Don't worry about this, John, because we're not there yet. But we're sitting in an amazing pedicure chair setup as part of our training area.
Yeah, from Gulfstream.
These are real pedicure chairs. So we thought we'd get a little, you know, casual, as dressed up as we are, but a little intimate location for us to do this interview. Couldn't have you at a nail table.
Yeah, could have. Would have been really out of my element.
Would have been really out of your element. So, all right, I have a list of questions.
Okay.
And my goal today is to kind of take Richard through sort of from start to now. Right? So these questions are going to start at the very, very, very beginner. When was KUPA founded?
KUPA, actual dates, I don't know, early 80s.
Throw them a year. They're not going to hold. They're not
I'm
going to go.
thinking like
in
84.
1984.
Yeah, roughly.
And our founder was,
Robert Upshaw.
and his background.
Yeah, he came from the dental industry. He was a dental technician, which he learned in the Navy when he escaped the farm out in Bakersfield. So
I didn't even know he was from Bakersfield.
yeah, he was born.
So he literally
raised
was
in
from the farm.
Bakersfield. Like his parents were sharecroppers, and he really just wanted to get out of there.
Oh, wow.
And when World War II rolled around, and the Navy opted, you know, he jumped in like everybody else, but they stationed him down in San Diego and made him a dental technician. So he,
Oh, that's
he
amazing.
had a great job.
So it wasn't even like he had dental experience.
No,
The Navy did that to
Yeah,
him.
exactly. They trained him.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my next question: is how did he come up with the first idea for the e-file?
Well, I don't know exactly how he got involved with the nail industry itself. He was working for dental companies. He owned a dental gold company, and then he also had a dental laboratory. So the laboratory was using a similar tool to an e-file at that time. You know, it's a higher speed, higher torque, that sort of thing for grinding porcelains to make false teeth. So it was requiring much more torque, much more speed, but it was really a higher end tool. You know?
I think a lot of people, when they think about e-file, well, not e-files,
Right.
they call them drills at the dentist
They call
because
'em
they are actually drilling holes.
Well, in this case, in the dental laboratory, they do some drilling,
Right.
mainly to put the posts and that sort of thing
Exactly.
in, but also to shape the crowns
Yeah.
and that sort of thing.
I think
for
when people think about drills in the dental industry, though, they're picturing it from being in the chair.
Yeah, of
And
course.
it being in the mouth.
From this angle.
But what they don't see is, like you said, when he's sitting at a table working on crowns and stuff, the machine is actually a little different than what you have when you're sitting in the dental chair.
It is
It's
completely a different tool.
sorta
One's
close to
in
what
the
we
mouth,
are.
and the other is in the laboratory.
Yeah.
So the one we're basically using is in the laboratory.
It's exactly kind of, well, it evolved from
Yeah.
what started in the laboratory when he was filing acrylic.
Exactly.
Because that's where acrylic even started, was in the dental industry.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Bob was friends with Dr. Nordstrom and Fred Slack and
All
those
the-
guys from
all the
way
guys.
back.
I know all
And
these
those
guys, too.
From my understanding
Yeah.
of the story, is Fred Slack and Dr. Nordstrom created the first copolymer, which is an 80-20 mix between ethyl and methyl.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit softer, a little bit easier to use. You didn't require so much power. You could file it by hand, but using the e-file made it much
So for people who
easier.
don't know, Nordstrom,
Right.
founder of C&D.
C&D, correct.
And Fred Slack, Light
Yeah.
Elegant.
NSI.
NSI. Oh my God, I can't even
NSI
believe I got
and
that wrong.
AMCO.
It was NSI.
Yeah.
And Fred's son now runs it.
Yes.
Yeah, but Fred's still around.
Yeah, Fred's
I've
around.
talked to Fred.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Fred's
too.
really sweet. When did you get your first start in the nail industry?
Right around the time KUPA was formed.
So in
I-
the Early 80s.
Yeah, early 80s.
So you were
yeah.
5 years old.
I was about 5 years old. Correct. Yeah.
Everybody knows you just had a birthday, but we won't tell anybody.
No,
He started when he
we're
was
not-
5 years old in the mid 80s.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so back then, I was working in a machine shop. And we made tools, punch press type tools, and that's what we were doing. I was working in that industry, and they had a layoff around that time. And at the same time, my ex-in-laws were working, opening a beauty supply store out in Simi Valley, California, which is called KUPA Beauty Supply at that time.
Okay.
And
So anybody who was around
yeah,
probably will know it.
yeah, my ex-father-in-law was from Save On Drug Stores. He was a manager there. And my ex-mother-in-law was involved in the industry. She was a nail technician, hairdresser, that sort of thing. But
That's how you got your
really
very
involved
first exposure.
in the you know, the beauty supply portion of it. But she actually went to work for, probably many of you don't know this, but Jack Sperling. And in the Valley, who was one of the first
Beauty
companies.
shows,
Yeah, he was
too.
like right along with OPI when they started. He had a company called Alpha 9, which came after Sperling Beauty Supply.
Incredible.
And so she went to work with him for about a year to learn the business, and then opened our store out there. Anyway, so I got to work there part-time while I was waiting to get my job back, and decided I kind of liked it. I would actually go out to the salons all along Ventura Boulevard and all the way out to Calabasas and those areas. And a couple times a week we would go in there and stand and talk to the girls like yourself. Hey, Elaine, how you doing? Hey, what do you need this week? You know, what can I get you? Oh, we got
I
this
had
great
people
new
do
product.
that to me when I had
Yeah,
my salon
exactly.
in the 90s.
And we'd write your order down, and
Yeah.
then we would go back to the supply house, and that night we would pack all the orders up, put them in little brown bags or big brown bags, or
Did
big,
you deliver
big
them
rolls
or
of cotton.
you delivered
Yeah,
them
and then
too?
I
You
would-
didn't even ship them?
No, we
Delivered
deliver.
them. Wow.
So pile them up in the truck and go out and deliver the next day.
That's when there was no Amazon,
There was
no
no
direct sales on the website.
No, none of that.
So I do have some pictures to go with this story. I think this would be a great time to throw it in. And I printed them so I could show you what I'm showing them at the same time. And
Right.
the first image I have is of you seated at your desk. And this was shortly after you were 5 years old. You've
Correct.
grown up a little bit.
A little bit.
Sitting at your desk doing your job. Early Richard Herder.
Right.
I particularly love this picture and the next picture, which is of you and the man in the picture beside you is your
That's my
brother,
brother.
Dwayne,
Yeah.
aka DJ.
DJ,
Rachel has told me everybody calls him DJ. I've already posted this on the internet and I'm calling it out because my biggest giggle is, who does Richard Herder look like? The infamous
long time ago,
Chuck
with the
Norris.
beard,
I
right,
didn't know I
yeah.
was working for Chuck Norris. I don't even think you have any full understanding of how cool it is to even be compared to Chuck Norris.
Right.
There's so many jokes out there about him being the absolute coolest human being on the face of the planet.
Well, he could totally kick my ass.
Yeah, well, he could. He could kick everybody's ass.
Right.
Right? You know why there's no life on Mars?
Why?
Because Chuck visited it.
Yeah,
And there's none left. Like, there's so many jokes. I went through them last night with my husband and laughed all night. Even with our graphics guy, Reggie, and I were texting last night, just sending each other jokes, Chuck Norris jokes. I've got so many to share with you later. But this was in one of your early warehouses.
Right. After my ex-wife and I got divorced, I bought
Started
that-
your own.
Yeah, the nail business was really growing, and I saw that as a potential. And I asked
Smart.
them if it were possible for me to take over that delivery portion of the business. You know, the sales and warehousing and selling nail products, and just nail products, none of the hair stuff.
And your company name.
But at that point, it was Tapo Beauty Warehouse.
Oh, I didn't even know that
Yeah,
one.
no.
I didn't know you had a name before that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and all we did basically was take orders, like I said,
Yeah.
in person, and then we decided we were going to go to the catalog business. That's what. Pre-internet.
So before that, you were like Uber Eats.
Sort of like
For
a
the nail
reason.
industry.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
You want it? I'll bring it.
Yeah.
I love it.
We had some
The
interesting
next image
products.
is just a big shot of how many different
Yeah, a
product
lot of
lines.
products.
This is Team Nail, though. This
This
is
is
your
Team
actual
Nail, yeah,
distribution.
exactly.
You are a distributor of many brands that
Yeah.
some are still around, some aren't still.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
are
we
famous
actually
back then.
decided to, change the name of the company, try to brand it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and go a little bit high tech for the age.
Yeah.
You know.
High tech for the age.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
I
I'll
mean,
be
I'm
there
just talking
too.
about this time period. It was pretty low tech,
Well,
but
talk
yeah.
about high tech though. You had your first call center, which is
Yes.
the next picture.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of representatives that would call all the salons that we used to go visit, and then also call outside the area. So it was.
Probably after the catalog started.
Yeah, they were
going,
like
would
sales
call.
reps, and we didn't try to be intrusive. We didn't call like cold call. We would basically set up accounts with people and say, hey, what's the best time to call you? Would it be next Thursday at 3 o'clock?
That's a nice
whatever.
way to
And
do
so
it.
we would do that, and then try to be, available to them and help them the best way we could. And it worked out pretty good. They made those guys had relationships with everybody they talked to.
I bet you they were all pretty young, cool.
They were.
That's the best way to get to a woman while she's busy working, right?
Yeah,
Send a
we
cute
had
guy in there to sell them nails.
We had this
stuff.
one guy from New Jersey. He used to crack me up. He was so funny. His name was Marcus. And he was looking for a line to call him up. And he goes, hey, happy spring to you. He used to crap.
Did he have like a Jersey accent and
Yeah, oh,
everything?
bad.
That would be
really,
fun out
really
here.
Bad. Yeah, it was really
I
funny.
think people out here appreciate it when they hear a different accent.
Yeah.
First photo shoot studio. This is your first studio.
Yeah, well.
Have to shoot all the products putting in the
We were
catalog.
going to do catalogs, and we knew nothing about photography and nothing about studios and nothing about anything. And so we set this up in the warehouse and
Yeah.
did it. This is, you can see the banners in the back. Those are from the Olympics in
Oh,
Los
yeah, they are.
Angeles back in the day.
Oh my goodness.
We managed
You
to
can see them
acquire some
hanging
of
in the
those.
back. You could see the Olympic rings even.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Uh-huh.
So the next one is your first computer.
Yeah.
And I have so much to say
No.
about this.
Well, this is the first and only IBM I've ever owned. Any sort
Yeah,
of
'cause you're a Mac guy.
Oh, definitely a Mac guy.
There's a
Only
reason
Mac guy.
that Apple made it to $1 trillion this month, and that's because of
Because of
Richard
me.
Herter.
Yeah.
I think because
I think
of
I
you
spent
and
the $1 trillion myself.
I'm pretty sure we have all Macs here. We're all on iPhones. I counted the other day. I have like 4 iPads at home. I have 2 Macs at home. 3. Mike has one.
Yeah.
We're helping
Yeah,
keep Apple
definitely
alive.
an Apple
But this is an
fanboy.
IBM PC.
That is an IBM.
And
the
not
first-
only,
yeah.
I have some
you
fun
have some
facts
technical info?
because people watching may not recognize this computer.
Right.
Right? So let me tell you a little bit about this computer. It offered 16 kilobytes of memory.
That's awesome.
16. You couldn't even
And
take
it
a
was
picture with your
awesome.
iPhone
No.
and put it on there. But you could expand the memory to 256 kilobytes. It had 1 or 2 floppy disk sets.
Yes.
Disc
Floppy disk, which
floppies,
nobody even knows
which
what those
weren't even
are.
floppy.
No, they
right?
weren't. Yeah.
But what I found to be the most entertaining part was this was IBM's first computer that they outsourced 2 components of it.
Yes.
The first was the processor, which came from Intel.
Right.
And the second one, which is even funnier, was the DOS program came from a 32-person company called Microsoft.
Imagine
32.
that.
Back
Bill
then.
Gates' first start.
32 people.
Yeah.
And it's now 124,000 employees in 2017.
So there's hope yet.
Right? I still like Mac better.
It's,
I do want to point one more thing out on that picture. So if Tom is taking it down, put it back up. How times have changed,
How's that?
On my desk, typically you'll see a cup of Starbucks.
Right.
In this picture on the desk, I see a can of Budweiser.
Imagine that.
So that was your get up and go for the day.
I guess so. I don't
I'm
think it
guessing
was
this
mo-
was
Yeah,
afternoon
hopefully this
time.
is not morning.
This is afternoon time.
Yeah.
How times have changed.
Yeah, a little bit.
You haven't though.
No.
Because we're a pretty party company.
Mm-hmm.
Don't judge us if anybody isn't, but we know how to have a good time at KUPA
We
on
can.
business trips and events. Next picture is one of your earliest beauty shows.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the little skirting around the table.
Yeah, there used to be
team
the
nail sign.
CCA shows that used to happen in Pasadena
Uh-huh.
back in the day, and that was like one of the very first ones that we ever went to. As you can see,
You have a lot of products, like a lot of different brands clearly on that
yeah,
table.
we threw together the booth, obviously, but you know, it was our first foray into the nail show business, and
Able to fit a lot of stuff in a small
a lot
space.
of stuff in a small space.
Some Tetris going on there.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Next one is back to the catalogs. This is
Oh, yeah.
before there were e-blasts. There
Yeah.
was the catalog mail out.
Oh my God, that was so difficult.
Okay, so you and I were talking about your catalogs because I got pictures of those next.
Right.
And you were enlightening me because I really had no idea the process that went involved
Right.
in creating each page of this catalog
Oh, it was
back in the day.
painful.
Wasn't it like letter by letter?
Yeah.
Like you had to do this
well,
board, you said?
actually, it's not shown here, but I bought my first Mac,
Uh-huh.
and I was so amazed with the Mac because you could do all your own typesetting,
Oh, okay.
and we would take it to a company that would print out the text, actually, that you had already pre-written, and we just did line by line by line by line of part number, description, price.
There was a lot of copy
Yeah,
in
it
those
was a lot
catalogs.
of copy, right? And so then you would take your picture, and you have to take it to a company, and they'd output the picture,
Mm-hmm.
and you would literally put it on a board and took a wax roller, and you wax the back of the thing, and you put it on place, and you move it around till you got it exactly where you wanted it, and then the same strip of type, each one was put in place and put in place and put in place, and it just took forever.
How long do you think from start to finish to print?
It was months, you know, because we were doing this while we were trying to run, you know, the nail business
And in that period of time, you're adding products, probably removing products.
oh yeah, it was not like now.
It's so
you know, the
hard.
internet. We got to change in price. We got to change in color. We got to change in something. It's like, hey, Rachel, put that up on the
Do it
internet.
right now.
Yeah, can you get that done?
2 seconds,
What
done.
the hell's taking so long? It's been 10 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Rachel's faster than that.
Yeah.
I have pictures of your 1990 catalog and your 1993 where you went. It's like walking through Oz and you got to the Lilliputians area and it went color.
Yeah, right.
From 90 to 93, you
exactly.
went color.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because at that point there was a company called Nailco, and they came out with these beautiful
I remember Nailco.
full color ads and full color everything.
The
OPI was
catalogs,
going
that
full
hair
color.
and Nailco.
Yeah, and it was like,
Yeah.
oh, we have to do some color. So
You should have also shipped Tootsie Roll Pops with your orders.
we did do that.
Did you?
Actually.
Because that's why I used to buy from them.
Yeah. No, actually, we did something similar. I don't know if it was Tootsie Pop, but
Yeah.
we put some candy in the bag.
I love it. I used to open my orders and pull it out and eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
I do miss the catalog ordering.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know, it's just a different thing when you have a rapport with your customers and you're sending them something and they know it came from you.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's so different.
Things changed, and you got to be able to roll with the punches.
So when did you officially go from being in the distribution to being part of KUPA?
When was the Northridge earthquake?
Oh, yeah.
It happened right about that time.
Was that in the 90s? Oh,
yeah.
It was in the 90s because you still had your catalog in 93.
Exactly.
So it must have been shortly after that.
Yeah, I don't know the exact date. I remember it was Martin Luther King's birthday, so it was the evening of that. Fortunately for everybody, it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. And we were located at the Northridge Mall, was actually the epicenter of this whole thing. And looking at it now, I think, wow, it's so fortunate that it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning because the parking structure over at the Northridge Mall collapsed. One of the buildings, the Broadway Mall, collapsed. There was all kinds of structural damage inside the mall.
The freeway collapsed.
The freeway collapsed. The CSUN, Cal State Northridge, the parking structure was actually bent over like this and pancaked. It was a mess. There would have been hundreds of thousands of people hurt.
How
killed,
far were you
whatever.
commuting at that time? Where did you live?
30 minutes. I lived in
You're
Burbank.
still a little ways away. So not as bad where you live.
No, in
Did you have any damage at your house?
Yeah, we had damage at the house. Chimney fell off and things
Yeah.
like that.
How long was
fell in
it
my car.
between the day of the earthquake before you were able to get to your business?
Actually, it was miserable because I really wanted to get over to the business. I really wanted to see
Right.
what had happened.
But the
And
freeway had collapsed.
Well, they had everything shut down. You couldn't get near.
No.
They wouldn't allow anybody in the area. It was a mess. And when I finally got there, it was just devastation. You know, we were next to Kmart in the parking lot there. Our building was, you know, side at a right angle to the Kmart, and the entire roof of the Kmart, which is probably 100,000 square feet at least, had collapsed. And all the big air conditioners had fallen down inside of it and all
Wow.
that sort of thing. And they went in there literally with bulldozers and pushed everything out into the parking lot. And of course, that was right in front of my building, so nobody could even see we existed there anymore. And there was total devastation inside.
But you
and
suffered a lot of damage inside your own
we
business.
had a ton of damage. It was just things that were totally gone. The only thing that was insured was the computer system. I did
The one IBM.
Yeah.
Or
At that
did you
point,
have
we
more-
probably
you had
had
the
more.
Macs by
we
then,
actually had
right?
a network system at that point, and it was, you know, it was something a little more sophisticated, but it was completely.
So over
Wiped
in a
out.
matter of seconds, really,
Literally, it was.
you went from
It was.
distribution owner.
Well, what
to-
happened really is Robert Upshaw, who owns KUPA at the time, used to come out and sell to me all the time. And actually, it was cute because he was about 62 at the time, and he would come out to the store about once a month, maybe even more often than that. And he'd pull up and he'd pop his trunk and he'd say, "Hey, how you doing, Richard? What's going on? You know, let's show you what I got here." And he'd have
make
the
a deal.
U-Power, and he'd have some bits, and he'd have some brushes, and that sort of thing. And you just buy what you want when you want, and he would just make his rounds
I love it.
like that. And that's how it kind of got going. That was my first, you know, relationship.
So really,
with
kind of
him.
you were selling his product.
I was selling
before
his
you
product.
were part of his
Correct.
team.
I sold everybody's products. At that point, you know, it would.
Clearly, by the size of that catalog I looked at.
Exactly. We sold a lot of different items.
Yeah.
So very familiar with everything in the nail industry.
So
at
was
that
it
time.
right after or as a result of that earthquake that you
Yeah, I
joined
think
KUPA?
Bob came in and he actually brought Fred Slack out one time, and they
Mm-hmm.
looked at the building and they saw, oh my goodness, the devastation here. And I was just trying anything I could to scramble and kind of get back and running, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just so difficult because nobody was buying.
Not
phone
during
systems
a
weren't working.
catastrophe.
For months this went on like this, and finally he came
Yeah.
out one time and said, "You know, Richard, would you like to come work for me?" And I'm like,
Yes, please.
"Yes, please."
Aw.
Yeah, no, I really, he was a great guy, and he offered me that, to help him out, and really helped me.
At a very important time in
Very, very important. Yeah, he was like my angel. You know?
Aw.
Yeah, it was
Still is.
amazing.
So when did the infamous Vicki Peters join? Because she was aligned with you and Bob quite early, from my impression.
She came in about mid-90s, I think.
Uh-huh.
I think it was, I used to go to trade shows all the time. I was first one at KUPA that would go to the Orlando show at the premiere, and I used to just do it by myself, one little booth, and stand there and had our stuff laid out on the table, and that was it. I did it that way. But I'd always see Vic back in the day wandering around with her little entourage. And I thought, oh my
They're a
goodness.
little duckling.
Yeah. And I'm like, wow, this woman must be so important.
Yeah.
Everybody knows her in the industry and blah, blah, blah. So I got to know her a little bit. And I went in and introduced her, myself to her when we were watching a competition one time. And I just said, hey, I'm Richard from KUPA. And, she said to me, you see these other machines out here? She said, what are you doing to stop that? It was like my first introduction to her. I was like, whoa, okay. Nice to meet
Game
you too.
on.
So yeah, we became friends, and she was local here in the valley, and so we spent a lot of time, getting into
I think I first met her running a competition I competed in.
Yeah.
It was either 1995 or 1996 in Massachusetts at the Nail Nuts. RG Shakur out there was the biggest distributor out there in the Northeast, and they used to have a show called the Nail Nut Show.
Oh, really?
And that was my first impression of her.
Oh, yeah.
Because she walked around with this special air of importance.
Sure.
And had her ducklings, or at the time, different ducklings. But anyways, yeah, my first impression was like, geez, she's someone important.
Something, yeah. I think at that point she'd already won some of the competitions that were existing. Got to remember, back in those days, there weren't very many nail shows. In fact, first one I remember was the Jack Sperling show. It was held at the LA Convention Center, and I remember going to the show and seeing people lined up around the corner and everything, just
waiting to go
get
in.
into a nail show. Yeah,
That's crazy.
It was pretty amazing.
It was such a cool era.
Yeah, it
The
was a lot of
80s
stuff
and
going on.
90s in the nail industry, California, where it really began.
Exactly.
It was a cool era. I wish I was already out here for that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So Vicki, I believe you and there's others, so you can clarify, are all part of the beginning of an association that you called the AEFM.
Right.
Do you want to tell the viewers a little bit about what the AEFM was and why there was a need for it?
Yeah, there was a necessity for it because at the time we were given notice that the state of Texas was going to begin restricting the use of any type of electric equipment that wasn't specifically designed for the nail industry. At that time, everybody was using Dremel tools, and there was a lot of stuff from the dental industry that was these old arm machines and that sort of thing, and there was
Woodworking
buffalo nail,
machines.
woodworking, all kind of things. And so they said that this was no longer going to be allowed. And in order to renew your license in Texas, you have to get, or I don't know if it's still the case, but you had to get continuing education.
They still do.
Okay, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I got together the idea of creating an association of all the electric nail file manufacturers at the time, and creating a protocol for teaching safe electric filing. And we immediately discovered that the first thing we needed to do was get rid of the term drill that everybody was using, that this was not a drill.
Yeah.
It was not a
This
hobby
is an
tool.
important story. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, only because this is why some of us really covet the term e-file and cannot stand. I hate it. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me. When I see somebody use the word drill, I have a hard time with it because drill, e-file.
Exactly.
But okay, so explain now. This Texas, was the state of Texas was saying you couldn't use these drills. So to get around it.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to clarify. It's like this is like you said, a drill. You
Drills
drill
a hole.
Drill a hole, right? We're not drilling into anybody.
We're not drilling a nail.
We're not trying to drill holes in anybody.
No.
No. So we were just explaining that you're using it to file.
File.
Maybe it's a rotary file, but it's a file.
File.
It was definitely not a drill.
No.
So we needed to come up with a term.
Okay.
So we came up with the term electric nail file.
Uh-huh.
And then we created the AEFM banner. And at the time, it was accepted practice in Texas to put the AEFM logo on the tool or explain that it was an electric nail filing tool and not a drill, not a nail drill. And so the term was coined by myself and
in like
a couple others.
I think the earliest I started seeing it when we were going through everything was end of 90s, early 2000.
Yeah, it may have started just a little bit earlier. I don't know when the Texas law took place. Or
most people don't realize that's why that term came. And actually, in all our paperwork, I was looking through it. What you guys really were pushing electric filing machine for a while because you couldn't just say e-file and have people understand what is e-file.
Have an idea. What
electric filing machine is what you had all over your paperwork.
Yeah, there was no internet at the time, so there was no e-filing your taxes either.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Nobody had any idea what an e-file was. So we literally spent 4 or 5 years using the term
Coining the
electric
term.
nail file, electric nail file, electric nail file.
I remember using, Vicki taught me it early on, because I was still in the state of Maine in my little salon in Biddeford, using the term e-file, because Vicki really, one thing I learned from her was really using correct terms.
Right.
Back then it was on Beauty Tech, because we had Deb Dorlum had our
yeah,
first
Deb,
web
yeah,
group was
exactly.
Beauty Tech. And Vicki was on there a lot, and she
time.
pushed me to want to always use the correct terminology when I speak about anything.
Well, we were really trying to clarify that and set our industry apart from, machinery industry.
Yeah.
And this tool was designed for that specific purpose.
It's a precision tool.
Well, it is much more
It's a
precision.
precision tool.
It wasn't a hobby
not a
tool.
woodworking tool.
Yeah, not
It's
for
not a drill.
woodworking. Yeah, we created a tool that was designed to operate smoothly, without too much torque, so you're not going to do any damage. It was a lot of thought given to that. Kind of going back a little bit, but Bob kind of created that tool with a gentleman named Keto Oshie. Yeah, they were friends from the military.
From the military dental area.
And so when they got out, they were partnered up and started working on this
Machine for
to
nails.
become the e-file.
But first, I want to be clear on that. I know we said it earlier, but people might have come in later. That the first actual made for nails e-file machine came from KUPA.
Right. It was specifically designed for that purpose. Bob and Keto, who had a relationship with the people at Urawa Corporation in Japan, set out to make a machine specifically for this purpose, for e-filing. And thus the U-Power 200 was born.
That was my first.
Yeah, it was a lot of people's first.
I had that U-Power for so many years, and I've joked to Richard about this so many times. Your machines were too damn good.
They are.
Because as a businesswoman who's trying to help you grow your company now,
right.
like if you built them a little worse, the turnaround on sales would be a little better. I think I have my KUPA U-Power 200, I'm going to say no less than 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, that's probably short in the life period of those things. Because I've had people come in with serial numbers dating back to like 100, right? And they're close to 30 years old, and they're still in service.
It's
because we have all the parts and all the tools and all the people to put that thing back in service. So you take it completely apart, put it all back together, and make it like brand new.
Yeah,
and
we have an incredible team.
Yeah.
And warranties and all that.
Well, it's really important to have that to back you up when you buy a machine. And we've done painstaking work to make sure that everybody can get their machine serviced. We stand by our stuff 100%. I've always, say we don't want to argue with people. We want a great experience for our customers and make sure that they feel comfortable with the product we build. So.
I agree. And that's why KUPA's been in business since the 80s and is known for its e-files.
It's very important, that your customer trusts you, and, not to say that we haven't made mistakes. We've made mistakes, but we stand by them. We rectify the situation to the best of our ability, and we move forward, and we try to fix the problem and create something newer, better, stronger, faster, whatever the situation requires.
I think if you're going to be innovative and an inventor,
right,
you have to go through some period of, working the bugs out a little bit as you continually go to where nobody has gone before. There is a testing phase.
Oftentimes things look great on paper. They look good in a picture.
Yeah.
But you get them in practical working environment, and they don't perform like
not like kind of
anticipated.
anticipated on the paper.
So then you have to quickly adjust and resume production on a different model that is going to solve the problem.
So tell your fans and viewers, when did you go from being an employee of Bob to owning the actual company?
Well, actually came after Bob died. He actually gave me ownership in KUPA. I had a small stake in the business, and then I had a larger stake in the business. It was Bob and his daughter Kathy, and we were 50% partners at the time. So that's when I actually became an owner. But after Bob died, and Kathy, you know, was wanting to move on, thinking that she'd like to retire.
Can't say blame
live
her,
with her
right?
daughter and stuff. Yes, I was given the opportunity to purchase the company, and fortunately for me, my parents are really great people, and in order to, you know, make that happen, you know, because the company was worth a lot of money, I had to
Buy her out.
buy her
essentially.
out. So they kicked in and joined forces with me, and my parents still alive and
Good
doing
parents.
really great. And
Bev and Don.
they are the,
They're still part of our company today.
absolutely. They're
I'm going to talk about them soon.
working every day.
I got them
and,
coming on my next page.
Yeah, doing all those, everything that needs to get done. So
What's been the hardest part of owning and running a company like KUPA?
the hard part, you know, is just putting people together, I think, you know, and finding the right personalities and the right positions for folks that they really excel at, that you know, they enjoy doing, but also can do very well. You know, finding people that work well together. You know, businesses are people. They're all about people, and nothing works without really good people. And I'm not a fan of the, you know, you beat people into submission until they do their job. That's not the way we work around here. It's kind of pretty much, we try to lift your talents up and give you the tools you need and kind of roll with that.
And you
know?
have such a good team.
We have a great team.
You have a really great
You know,
team.
we have a great team because nobody leaves.
Yeah, I know.
All right?
It's true. Nobody does.
Yeah, so it's really good. You know,
That's
lot
a
of
clear
people have been
sign
there.
that they enjoy it if they're not leaving.
Yeah, they enjoy it, and I think I enjoy it because I love to come to work each day. And
What do you enjoy the
meet
most?
folks. I enjoy creating stuff.
The inventing side
Well,
and the
creating,
innovating.
building. You know, I get an idea in my head about what things should be, and then I just go about making it happen.
Yeah.
You know, we had this discussion. My worst part is not being able to communicate that as efficiently as
I know,
should
yeah.
to some folks sometimes. But, you know, ultimately, I love to build stuff. I love to create stuff.
It's cool.
Taking an idea and putting it together, and then all of a sudden it's in your hand or it's all around you. It's amazing.
You have some good ideas.
Uh,
I've signed not to share, I've signed contracts, so I can't tell you anything, anybody, but I know a few of what's coming in the future, and
We got
there's
some
some
cool stuff
damn
coming.
good idea, like goosebumps causing really good ideas
Yeah.
going on.
And we're working hard to really create really, really cool stuff for you guys. And I hope you might, you know, you'll love it as much as I do.
Oh, they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
They're gonna love it.
I think so.
They're gonna
I
love
think
it.
so. You know, but we think a little bit differently. We try to think like you guys do. Sometimes when you're in the trenches, I think about that. We were just talking about this the
Yeah.
other day. The nail technicians are in the trenches. They're doing their job, and they may hate something about a product or something like that, but they deal with it. It's just like, you know, I gotta do my nails. I gotta get the customer out. I gotta get paid. I got the next one. I don't have time to mess with it. Where, like for me, I'm able to set back a little bit and
Yeah.
see what they're struggling with,
You do
and
too.
then kind of say, okay, we could do this a little better, make it a little bit easier, make it, you know, whatever.
As a woman
Requires.
who wears long nails and has provided them, there are so many instances in the world where it is not a man thought of it. A woman did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where I go, oh, if only somebody with nails had designed credit card machines at the gas station.
Right.
When you had to get it in and get it out really fast. If you have nails, forget about it. But we've had instances already where we've been able to sit down and go, oh, is that action gonna work with a long nail? Let's change it.
Right.
Like, so there is thought. You
No,
do
we
have
spend
those
a lot of
thoughts. You
time
spend a
and
lot of time on that.
We do the design, and then we get down to the nitty gritty, and we do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, could this be a little bit better? And we usually
Uh-huh.
find a way around.
So dare I ask
What's that?
what you like the least? Because with everything you love, there has to be something
Yeah.
about being an owner that you like the least?
Well, I don't like being disciplinarian type thing. You know, I don't like confrontational.
Being on
things like that,
camera.
being on camera. You know, it's not really my forte to get out in front of the world and do this sort of thing. It's
Right.
just like, I can do it
Disciplinarian.
because I love my company. I love
Yeah.
the people here. I love everything about the inventive process and
Yep.
all the stuff, the creation of that. So I'll make it through this event because of you guys.
Yeah.
But, you know,
It's not always the
not really what
best
I like
part.
to do.
The disciplinarian, I'll back up on.
Okay, yeah.
You are a nice guy.
Yeah.
You really are.
Well,
Easy boss to work for, I'm gonna say. I'm here to help you with that.
There you go.
But even still, it's not my favorite
This
part
is-
either. I
this
hate
is the
being
hammer
mean.
here.
I don't want to be mean. Okay, so you must love it because you've been driving 2 hours one way for 20 plus years.
yes.
And 2 hours home every night.
Correct.
So what gets you through that drive each way? I can say for me, because I do the same drive when we don't live very far from each other,
Right.
podcasts. But 20 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
you didn't have podcasts.
No,
What has
podcasts
gotten
is
you through
good
that
part.
drive?
Actually, you know, I spend a lot of time on the radio dial, of course, back and forth and back and forth. But I spend a lot of that time coming up with ideas or thinking about stuff. I'll turn the radio off completely because I'm just been driven mad by all the commercials and all the other stuff that just, you know, politics and even the same radio station over and over again. Okay, I've heard the same song.
Same loop on the
It's like,
music.
okay, please, I'm done. So I'll just turn it off, and then that's really when my mind works a lot, you know. And then I get to the office and I like, want to jump into something, and then I hope now at this point that I still remember it by the time I get into my
Well, you
office.
got to do the Siri, remind me when I
Yeah.
get to the office.
And now we have new tools, which I need to learn how to use.
Yeah,
as well,
I'm going to get
but,
you using it
know.
because that's what saves my brain too.
But I do spend a lot of time thinking about
Yeah.
products or situations or whatever that can make stuff.
I find disconnecting is the best time. Like airplanes for me are a good time
Yeah,
to
airplanes
think
are
about things.
great because well now
Nobody
they're
can
putting
call
Wi-Fi on
you.
airplanes.
I
Please
know.
take that off. So
Yeah, get
you
rid
know,
of the
we don't have-
Wi-Fi. Certainly
I used
don't
to
add
just
phone
love that.
calls.
It's like, you know, we're going to fly internationally. Okay, we're going to disconnect for what, 13 hours?
Right? Yeah,
How nice is that?
I've even heard where they've talked about where they might add like being able to make phone calls, and all I can picture is somebody murdering someone else because they were talking too loud on an
Yeah,
airplane.
no, I
Not
hope-
a good
I
idea.
hope they don't ever do that.
Have you ever seen anything really strange on your commute?
Oh my God.
Like you must have seen some strange things.
Really strange.
What do you?
But
just,
the worst, I mean, the absolute worst was I'm going on the 210 eastbound, get on the freeway, and I look over, and I'm in the fast lane, and I look over to my left, and there's another guy heading the same direction as me
On the other
in
side
the
of the
westbound lane. And I'm, oh my God.
yeah, that's bad.
I'm thinking this guy's dead any minute.
Yeah.
He's gonna kill, you know, a bunch of other people or whatever. And I don't know how he did it. He pulled over the side of this thing, and there just happened to be an opening in the traffic, and he turned
Oh
that
my
thing
God.
around and got off the off ramp.
Oh my God.
I was looking in my rearview mirror, thinking,
Like Dukes of Hazzard stuff going on.
unbelievable.
I can't even imagine.
No.
I've seen so many crazy things just in 1 year of making that commute. I couldn't even list them all. But I think probably the oddest thing is same thing as you, a bicycle.
No.
I was in the HOV lane with Marissa going north on the 5 headed home, and we see go by us, I mean, a pedal bike. A girl on a pedal bike with a lawn chair hung on her arm because I'm thinking she might get tired, need to
Right.
pull over and sit down. But yeah, and then thank God, like maybe not even a mile down the road, California Highway Patrol was going with their lights going on. But yeah, my husband's seen people walking alpacas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird things that happen on LA
Very
freeways.
strange things,
If
yes.
anybody is curious, you should come stay
Very
in California.
entertaining.
So family, you've mentioned Bev and Don,
Uh-huh.
that they helped you get the company, and your family's involved in the day-to-day of the company.
Mm-hmm.
How has their involvement shaped the relationships that you have with your mom, dad, and now even niece Rachel? Not only your relationship because you're working together, but also, help you with the company.
Well, it's really great. I mean, I couldn't have done any of it without them. You know, the financial sustenance and the ability to just take care of the day-to-day stuff. You know, they're just good, honest folks.
They
you
are.
know, all of them. You know, Rachel included. I mean, and she's been a godsend too because she helps with, you know, all the detail stuff. Now, believe it or not, I'm not a detail person. I'm more of a
Idea.
big picture guy, right?
Yeah.
And so we need that person that can really get down in the minutia and take care of that. And you need your family you can trust and, you know, believe in to do that. And she rolls up her sleeves every day and does that.
She does.
That
I gave her the award of the most organized person I know, like I think a
She's
month after I started working
ridiculously
here.
organized. Yes.
She kind of threw it back at Vicki Peters, but I'm thinking, no, I think she gave her a little bit of maybe some lessons, but yeah, Rachel's very detail oriented, and
detail-oriented.
I don't know what I would do without Rachel, so let's
Yeah.
just do that. Love your mom and dad.
Yeah, they're great.
They're a satellite office. Most people may not know this.
Yeah.
We do have
They live in
several
Washington
satellite
State,
offices.
yeah.
Yeah, we have overseas satellite factory. We have an office.
Right.
So occasionally we do get to see them when they come down to visit. And
Yeah, yeah.
it's like Thanksgiving and your family's coming to visit.
Yeah,
It's
well,
great.
They're thinking about finding a place down here to at least vacation in, in the horrible times up in Washington. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Snowbirding.
Yeah.
My parents are snowbird.
exactly.
So your focus then turned to branding after you took over the company, because
Definitely.
when Bob had KUPA, he was just focused on the e-files. When you took over, your mind went more about building a brand. What led you there?
You know, I've always wanted to build the brand because I worked for KUPA for 20 some years prior to owning it and creating the brand. Our philosophy then, Bob's philosophy then, was to have great products and flip them as fast as you could, cheaply as possible, make it up in volume, you know, that sort of thing.
Stack it high, kiss it
Yeah,
goodbye.
exactly. And so a lot of the stuff you see out in the industry was stuff that KUPA actually used to sell. Great big 200-pound buckets of, you know, powder and 55 gallons of liquid and, you know, all that sort of stuff. We used to sell bulk to a lot of the companies you guys already know.
Yeah.
But we never put our name on it or had any reference to it whatsoever. So, and when I got the opportunity to take it over, I really wanted to put the brand together so that everything was cohesive, that everything looked like it belonged together, and that we could fully support and get behind, you know, the identity, also the, you know, the pride of the company itself is like, hey, we're KUPA, this is who we are and this is what we do, and we're here for you guys. And we're really trying to be innovative and out front and, you know, put together a good, nice, solid image, clean, you know.
It's important to you.
Yeah, it is.
Right down to the look of all the packaging, the look of this room.
The optics of everything,
Yeah.
you know, are important to me because I think that projects out to you guys that we're for real. You know, we are a legitimate
Pride in
company
it.
that's willing to stand behind you, you know. And it's been a struggle, but we've done a pretty good job in the last
I think so.
4 or 5 years.
I
you know.
think so. And I think people are definitely taking notice. I mean, our numbers at the shows have grown. People come to the booth looking for us.
Yeah, you guys amaze me when we come to
We
the
have good
show and we
fans.
throw up the booth and we put it all together and wow,
The
you
people
guys,
come.
Yeah, you come and you buzz
We have
around
the
the
best
place.
fans.
Okay.
You guys are the best
Well,
fans.
we have great educators. We got a great,
We do.
great products, great look, and you guys it wouldn't, you know, it's all about you guys making that happen because we can just put the imagery together and stuff. But if our stuff isn't good, you're not coming
You're
back.
not coming.
Yeah, you're not coming back. So
No.
we're trying all the time to be better.
When did you evolve the e-file from being so tabletop to being portable?
And it's interesting, as probably before I took over the company, I visited Japan and was doing a tour of some of the salons there, and it was interesting to see. And I never saw this in the States, and I don't know why, but a girl had a pedicure spa, like similar to this one, and she had her manicure table over in the distance. And she had an extension cord strung completely.
Oh, nuh-uh.
Yeah, completely across the salon, and we almost tripped over it. And I thought, this is kind of ridiculous, you know. And I thought, wow, that's, it's got to be a better way. And I've seen some, ideas for portable machines, that sort of thing. I thought, we got to tackle that when we get back.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
And I knew there was stuff out there, and there was stuff, that would work, but it was just ugly, it wasn't attractive. And I didn't think the average person in a nail salon was going to appreciate that. They want aesthetically pleasing stuff.
Nice environment.
And so we wanted to create a product that, take a machine and make it look sexy, right? And kind of make it look
fashionable.
Fashionable, attractive.
That's where we are right now, fashionable.
And we try to do that. We try to make something that, is appealing, not only, from the working standpoint, but aesthetically. It looks like you're proud to own it. You're proud to put it on your table.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So
I hated the tabletops because there became a time when our business evolved. For me, it was in the late 90s even, where I was using a UV light a lot.
Right.
And so it had so much stuff on my table. And
So
now
big,
it's
yeah.
even more. We have ventilation and e-file and lamps, and you're inundated.
Yeah.
And I don't like to work like this.
No.
I need space.
I take that into consideration when we're creating products. It kind of blew up on me a little bit when we put the lamps together. One of my first renditions of the lamp was a little too small.
Oh.
And I'm thinking table space, right? And it's saying, well, we got girls with nails this long.
Yeah,
and
you
they're
got to
not gonna
remember,
work.
they
It's
got to
like,
get them all in there.
oops.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes, see, you got to be a
yeah,
woman.
So we have to recreate.
Where do you find inspiration for your designs? Because I know, like, for example, KP60, you have a neat story.
Yeah, I was actually we were looking for a way to make that knurl handle look nice, but still be able to grip.
This is the handpiece, our newest
Yeah,
one,
the
KP60.
handpiece on the KP60 and the 55.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a trademark for us now, that look. But I was in the airport in Taiwan, I think it was, or Japan. I don't remember. Anyway, and I'm looking in the Mont Blanc store, the little pens.
Yeah.
And they had this beautiful little pen, and it had this nice little diamond handle, the cross cut like that. And I
Yeah.
thought, there it is, it would be perfect. We'll just, borrow that.
I love it.
Yeah,
That
so
was a
we
good
put
one.
that on the KP55 and the KP60, and it looks really nice, and it serves a purpose as well.
Yeah.
So aesthetically pleasing, also functional.
I can't wait till you can share your next one,
Yeah, me too.
because the inspiration for that one's pretty cool.
That's pretty amazing.
We're going to have to do a picture of the inspiration with
All
a
right.
special thing.
Yeah, we got something really cool to show you guys.
I
but
can't wait.
Not yet.
Nope, it's got to be perfect. Okay, so does it make you crazy? Because it would make me crazy when foreign and domestic companies copy your inventions, or does envy just flatter you? Crazy or envy?
Well,
Crazy or flatter?
I mean, it's kind of cool to see that you set something in your mind, you put it on paper, and then you developed it, and it was an actual creation I could hold in my hands. Looked good to me, but I don't know how you guys are going to accept it. How do you feel about it? So importantly, get it out there in the world. So I have to let the entire world know that it exists, and we
Yeah.
do that many different ways now, letting you know that products exist. But you expose yourself then to everybody in the world, being able to look at it and copy it and do all that sort of thing. It's just kind of the risk you take with stuff. But I mean, I won't say that it's not flattering a little bit to have people knock it off in some respects, but also it's a little, come on guys, use your own heads, come up with your own ideas, do
Be
all the
creative.
work. Do the work that it takes to get the product out there.
Don't be
and
me too.
get the people to, really believe in it, because you do all the legwork, you do the hard work. You let everybody see what you had in your imagination, and they accept it, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful. So don't just steal it.
I hate
you
that.
know?
And even though you've got patents behind you, those aren't always easy to enforce, and through litigation and all. It gets expensive.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, But I think what we do is just keep doing a better job, creating better products. And we keep refining and changing. We go, you guys want faster, smaller, lighter, quicker, or whatever, we do that. You know, when you want something more power, we do that. We're listening to you guys. We're constantly refining. Believe me, we're not sitting still here.
No.
So.
Integrity. I know integrity is really important to you.
Yeah.
And so you've woven that into the KUPA brand. This is clear. I've seen other brands call out their competitors in their marketing.
Right.
Like actually call out brands.
Yeah.
Tell me how KUPA is different than them. We don't play that game.
I don't like that. I mean, maybe it's wrong that, you know, I don't just strictly compare apples to apples, because they're never apples to apples.
No.
They're always a little bit different. This one's a little bit better or worse in this particular instance. And it's always up to, you know, the public to decide what they like and don't like about something. But I don't like to just call out a company and say, oh, theirs is bad because, you know. What I like to do is create our product to the best of our ability, tout the benefits of that particular item, what's great about it, and you guys decide whether you like this one or you want that one. That's always the market. That's the way things work.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, you roll the dice, but we try to be really, you know, creative and anticipating your next moves and that sort of thing
I
that
feel like
you
it's
want.
lazy. I
It
feel
is
like it's
lazy.
lazy marketing, and it bugs me bad. And I know too, it bugs the nail community, because I've seen it happen years ago and seen on social media where people get mad about it. And so I don't necessarily think it's a good way to promote your company, because you may not realize it might do the opposite.
Well, it's kind of interesting, even at the Cosmoprof show, I think one of the guys did a count, and it was something like 41 new dip companies, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Dip,
wow,
dip, 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 dip.
Everybody, but the thing is, they're all doing it the same way.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, you know, very, very few, if any, are doing like the Dipfinity the way we're doing it, you know, using the UV and a different type of adhesive and that sort of thing.
No burning.
It's a different method. So we don't just say, hey, me too,
No
for
me
the most
toos.
case.
Yeah,
you know.
no me too.
We always try to be a little bit more on the edge, a little bit better, a little bit, you know, like I said, better, faster, lighter, smaller, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where we're at.
Why on earth did you decide to build a real salon for your KUPA training center?
Yeah, it's kind of like Field of Dreams, right?
Right?
If you build it, they will come. Yeah. No, I wanted a different experience. Again, I had this thing in my mind. It's like, we've got to build an awesome training center, you know, something that makes people want to come and enjoy and feel the quality of it. Like, it's not just like a room with some folding tables.
This is an experience.
Yeah, we wanted to have a classroom area like over here where the educator could go ahead and speak directly to the, you know, the students, and then build a salon environment where they can actually put it to practical use.
Yep.
You know?
And there's not a bad seat in the entire place.
No. I mean,
because of all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TVs.
Yeah.
Incredible. I have to say too, as an educator teaching in it, it's like my playground.
It is.
Yeah, because when I'm up at the control area and I'm able to switch cameras, the very first class I ever gave here was on the RPM manicure.
Right.
And one of the students took a picture of the TV screen of my before and after. And it looked like she had come up and took a picture of the nail with her phone at the station.
Right.
Like, I was so impressed that, you know, nobody could stand and look over my shoulder and get the view that they get from across the room.
Right. We try to make it
crazy.
visually, the sound, the, you know, the environment controlled, that you feel like it's a special event when you come. When we have demo days and that sort of thing happen, and people come in and they're just like, wow, you know, this is such a great place, you know, that sort of thing.
We
So,
do have such an amazing group of educators, and I do want to throw them a little bone, because they work really hard for us, and
Yes,
I know
they do.
they enjoy the fact that you do think beyond and say, I want to help you do your job as well,
Right.
as well as demoing at the shows.
Well, doesn't
you know?
that make them feel a little bit more pride in, you know, what they're doing?
You
know?
design, and I'm a witness to this, you design the rest of your booth around needing the right space for, 6 techs to
Right.
demo at a show.
Right.
The rest is, okay, once this is where it's got to be, the rest can go where it has to go.
Well, I've always given it the analogy is like our educators are the stars. They're the rock stars, right?
And
we're kind of
we're the road
roadies.
crew.
We're the roadies. So, we do what we can to let them do their job.
That is so true. You're about to open a new barber shop.
Yes, I am.
Wow, everybody's going, what?
I
That just
know.
came out of the blue.
Where'd that come from?
And it's in Santa Clarita Valley where we live.
Right.
What led you to do that?
I don't know exactly.
That was so genuine.
I just got through, finishing up the classroom here, and I've always gotten my hair cut from the same guy, and he's always done really great businesses in like an hour and a half wait, to get your hair cut. And I just thought, wow, what a great business. And barbering has really become kind of really cool,
It's cool.
and edgy right now.
Yeah.
So I thought, like everything else, it's like I'm not building a barber shop just a barber shop, right?
Yeah.
No, we're like going over the top with it, of course.
It's really cool.
And I got these chairs, that from like 1910, and we had them completely restored and that put together. And we're building this brick wall on the wall in there, and I'm, doing the plaster thing. Anyway, it's coming out. It's almost done. It looks
We're
really
down
cool.
to days.
And yeah, it's just like I can't do anything simple. I don't know why. It's kind of a sickness. So I just kind of always have to expand upon expansion. So it's grown into a monster, but it's going to be really cool and stuff.
So if you're passing through Santa Clarita,
Please stop by.
yeah, on your way to Disneyland
Yeah.
from maybe somewhere up north, the barber salon is called Aldo.
Aldo.
A-L-D-O.
Yeah.
It's in Santa Clarita. It's in a great spot.
Yeah, it's right
You
next
could
to
have-
Home Depot.
You're like in the heart of men. He's got Home Depot over here, LA Fitness over there.
Right, the
like
high
the whole,
school,
yeah, the high
yeah.
school. You couldn't have done. You
No.
couldn't have done a better location. You couldn't have done any better than you chose. Any chance of a KUPA men's line in the future?
Who knows? Never say never.
Never say never.
Right?
Well, the beauty, ha ha ha.
Right.
The beauty of that is you kind of have an idea of what goes into it.
Sure.
Really, it's a widget.
Right.
It's
kinda.
applying what you know
And business is business. Right?
into a different area. I hope you do a men's line because, frankly, Elaine would like to work around a few more men. Wouldn't you girls too? I mean, come on. We need men wearing nails first of all. You should have a male nails doing manicures in your business.
Actually, we're going to have a manicure station.
You
in
are?
there, yeah, and we do call it manicure.
Manicure, I like
so
that.
Be interesting.
So, okay, what's next? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years?
In 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Well, I hope that we're introduce some really awesome stuff that you guys just like flipped over, and that it's really taking us to the next level. KUPA's not as big as you guys think it is sometimes, but I want to get it to that level where it's really a great function.
You're talking relativity.
Right.
Okay, because I think people would be surprised to know how big you are gross-wise.
Oh yeah.
If you're talking footprint on the planet, you're selling a high-end machine.
Right.
So it's a different business. You don't need a building the size of some of our competition because you're not selling thousands
Of
and
little
thousands
widgets.
of little things,
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
So I think you've done a good job. You do a good job of the perception from the other side of these Facebook Lives because we have a pretty amazing place.
Right.
I
We do.
like to call it like Oz.
Yeah.
You're the wizard. When people come in, it's pretty amazing.
Well, we like to think of ourselves as like a SEAL team, right? We're
Yeah.
small but really effective. So.
Small, but I'm steady.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so 5 years. I'm predicting, and I usually get what I want.
Okay.
5 years. I think you're going to be in or in desperate need of a much larger place.
Okay.
I think you will have a barber line, and it'll be amazing too.
Possible.
But I do know what your next inventions are, so I think that's gonna be the growth. What about in 10 years?
10 years?
Because 10 years is a significant distance right now for you.
I would like the company to have grown to a level where it functions really well, and these team efforts that we're doing, everybody communicates really well, gets along you know, as well as a company can,
Mm-hmm.
and that it can function with or without me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I can just kind of, you know, put in my input when necessary.
Be on a boat,
Yeah,
Newport
relax
Beach.
a little bit or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I never want to retire. I want to work.
I don't see you
always.
retiring.
You know, I tell everybody I'm just going to die behind my desk. So, you know.
I think that's the right decision because I find that so many owners like you in the nail industry have your friends are part of it. First
Right.
of all,
Yeah,
you
that's-
know everybody in it because you
Right.
started it.
Sure.
And I find that it's hard for people because what are you going to do after? I mean, what are you're going to be on the boat by yourself?
Right.
Right?
What do
Everybody
you wanna
else
do
is
that
busy.
for, you
And
know?
then I do find a lot of people when they retire, for some reason, it flips a switch. You go from being motivated and energetic and your mind working to all of a sudden
Like all this downtime.
heart attack and death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'd really rather not.
I don't see myself. I don't ever want to retire. I'm with you.
Yeah.
If you had advice to give Richard Herder at the start of this nail journey, what would you tell him? What would Richard Herder today say to Richard Herder at the very beginning of this nail industry?
I would say be a little bit more bold out of the gate and be more specific about creating your identity and your brand and you know, the true you that you want to everybody else to perceive out there.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to jump out there and just do it, because I was a little very introverted and, you know, just kind of I work for other people, so it was like, you know, what they told me I could do, that's what I could do.
Right.
I wasn't really stepping
Get
out
outside
of
the
the
box.
box. Yeah, at that point, yeah. So I mean, still had family to feed and all that sort of thing. So you just do what you're told.
Sometimes it's safe and
It is
cozy
safe.
in the box.
Yeah, it can be, but it's a little frustrating too. I always, it's funny that I always felt that someday I would own this company, but the odds of that happening were highly stacked against me. There was a lot of family members
Yeah.
and grandchildren and children and everything else, many levels of family involved from Bob's perspective. So the odds of me actually being where I am right now were completely against me. So.
Yeah.
But I always felt that might happen someday. So
Don't
yeah.
bother buying any lottery
Yeah.
tickets for the rest of your life because you already hit the jackpot.
Seriously, learn whatever you can learn and just move ahead on your gut. You know,
Uh-huh.
trust
That's
yourself.
good advice.
Trust yourself.
That's good
you know?
advice. I
and
find
maybe just do it out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, I maybe stayed in my comfort zone a little too long.
Yeah. But you still got there
Yeah.
because you're out of it now. All right, so before I ask you my last question, this is my opportunity to tell the viewers to start posting questions now because I can't scroll. But if you post me some questions now, I have my iPad ready to go and I'm going to fire a few at you because I know that will really push you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Okay.
But before I take the questions from the fans, my last question to you, tell Koopa fans something that they don't know about you but might find interesting. And don't steal my idea.
No. I don't
Like
know.
something, like hobby or I don't know.
I'm not a big hobby guy, you know.
No.
I just kind of. I guess this is it. I can't leave things alone. When I see something, I'm driving down the street and thinking this guy should do this better, or this you should make this happen, or whatever. It's just like I can't just leave things alone, you know.
That's
it's like I
hysterical.
always want to make it a little bit better, try something different, and that's it. It has nothing to do with like that's why the
that's
why the barber shop, right? It's
Right.
like. The guy had a barber shop, he's doing great and that sort of thing, and I'm just thinking,
Could be
wow,
better.
this could be so much better. It should be so cool. People would like to be
But
here.
that's the thinking that gets you to where you are today.
Yeah.
People who don't think like that don't become successful entrepreneurs of their own company.
Well, I didn't have the wherewithal to do it before, but now I do in certain stats, so it's fun to
My-
be able to do that.
My something they don't know about you isn't quite so grandiose. Most of you might not realize Richard does not like to drink with a straw. Like he would never do this. And I think it's such a funny story on it's a manly thing, right?
yeah, good
Straws are just not in your book. dude appropriate.
I don't know. I don't leave lipstick on it.
No, you don't have to worry about leaving lipstick on it. So even more reason why you could use a straw if you wanted to.
I don't know.
But we were talking about this recently, and the irony is now everybody's taking them away.
Right?
So
I'm ahead of the curve.
So now everybody's just going to think you're environmentally friendly.
There you go.
Because you're saving the animals
I've
by
always
not
been that
using
way.
straws.
I love animals.
I think it's hysterical.
Actually, you love animals.
Okay, so I'm going to the questions now, so y'all have to bear with me. I'm going to put my glasses on because I want to make sure I can read these better. Let's see. Oh gosh, I'm starting with Heather Lundquist because she's got my back. She goes, Elaine, ask him if he's going to let you put those amazing nail tips up in the store. The stiletto tips.
Well, we're still thinking about
Yeah.
that. You know?
Maria Tran, so if Mr. Richard would have never been in this industry, what would he be doing today?
Oh my goodness. You know, I was always planned on being in the auto body business. I don't know why. I worked in a body shop for a while too, and always thought I was going to own a body shop. Why? I don't know. But it really didn't matter what business.
I could see you owning it, but I can't see you.
I needed to be in business. I always felt like I needed to be involved with business somehow or another.
Right?
You know?
Well, Lucy is wondering what inspires you when you invent things.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I look at everything around me and see how things work or don't work, and I just kind of take into consideration, you know, the aesthetic value of it, and put things together sometimes that don't obviously go together. You know?
I think they'll understand because they use nail eyes. We use that term as artists. You know, you look at stuff and you just go, how can I put that on a nail?
Yeah.
Only when you're doing it, you're going, how can I make that look like, you know, my next invention?
Yeah, I just want to make cool looking machinery that's really functional, you know.
Tiffany Marie wants to know what moment in your career made you stop and think, I made my goal, assuming you have.
Hasn't happened yet, Tiffany.
Yeah, exactly, huh?
I'm still working on it every day. I want to get there, you know, but there is a ways off, you know.
I think too, and I always say this to my students when we're doing nails, if you think you've gotten to the end line or the finish line, you might as well quit.
Right.
Because
Well, that's what I say.
you're never going to
I
evolve.
don't really want to retire. I just want to keep evolving.
Yeah.
You know, we all evolve as human beings, and you know, we want to grow and create and do better things, and that's what I want to do, as long as I can do it. You know?
Claire Hansen, this one's a cute one. Is there any invention that has made you cringe and say no chance? Doesn't have to be yours, because I know people come and
you guys
say, I have
watch
a great
Shark
idea.
Tank?
Yeah, I love that show.
There's plenty of them. I mean, some of them I just look at. There's even one last night. I thought, oh
I
my
started
goodness.
watching that show when it was Dragon's Den in the UK. Have you ever seen it as Dragon's Den?
I haven't seen it.
They're
that way.
they're far more brutal than
Oh,
the
really?
American version.
Yeah,
It's
well,
much more entertaining.
Mr. Wonderful was tearing some people apart last
Yeah,
night.
he's
so
a
I'm
puppy.
Just, yeah.
He's a puppy compared to
Really?
the team in the UK.
I haven't seen that
You
one.
have to find some on the internet and watch them. I think you'll find them entertaining. Alejandra Lanas, will Koopa ever have a dust collector?
That's
Maybe.
a possibility.
What's your favorite color of Manny Pro Passport? Tiffany Marie wants to know.
Oh, the latest ones.
Oh, you can't pick
Whatever
that. They
they
don't
come,
know.
because
Oh,
they-
yeah, whatever the new is.
Yeah,
The
whatever
one that's
the
going to
new
make you the
color.
next dollar.
Yeah, actually, no, there's, you know, it's just like, what's your favorite color? Well, my favorite color is the one that you guys love, because that's the one that, you know, obviously.
selling.
Selling, yeah.
You have some new ones coming too that I have a feeling are going to
Really
just.
cool. Next week, turn in, because
Yeah,
Elaine's
next
going to
week-
share some cool stuff with you.
Yeah, you may think that Prince and Princess were it for this year, but next week I have a new one.
And then there's a
the
new
next
new.
one is I just like when I think about the one after this next one, which is only in a few weeks. It's
Right.
not we're not
No,
talking
not forever.
months.
Right.
The second color, I already have like friends of mine right here that I know are gonna just lose their like lose it, because I know people that will love that one.
Right.
They're gonna love both of them. I love this next one.
Cool.
People who know me know what I love. Oh, this one's cute. This is from Hazel Dixon. Hazel is our new
yeah,
lead.
She's out there in the UK.
She is running our education team in the UK.
Hi, Hazel.
We have rock star educators. I say it all the time. And having Hazel Dixon, who is champion in Nail Olympia, running our team.
That's so awesome.
I'm going to be up there next month having a training with them.
Having tea?
And an MT. So she's wondering if you are thinking of a dust extraction attachment for the Mani Passport Pro.
I'm thinking of a lot of different options for dust. I realize it's a problem in the salon environment, and we have something we've been working on for a while. You know, there's some problems inherent with the current stuff that's out there that we're trying to work around. That you guys will appreciate the difference, but I can't tell you why just yet. But I think you're gonna love it. You know. We'll have to see.
There's so many thoughts that go into it. Like even people who put them on the handpiece itself. Like my fear is always
obstructs your vision.
Your hands.
A lot of times, yeah.
You know, like is it as mobile? Like my first fear is always, is it going to obstruct your ability to work in your carpal tunnel and things. So there's a lot of thought that has to go into how you accomplish it.
Yeah, there's some things that need to be done. We have so many projects kind of on the drawing board. It's like and actually in the works, or almost near completion. So if we get a few of those out the way, I think we'll make room for some other stuff too. You know?
Phyllis Carlson just became my favorite. It's super cute. Richard, have you thought about bringing on Elaine Watson to take 2 we needed in the U.S.? We had a discussion about this last week. I actually have some sitting on my desk. Listen, he took over me. He took all of me when he took me. So it's a possibility. I think we're gonna start using it in some of our demos.
Yeah, it looks
on
like
Facebook Live Day.
I
think it'll seal the deal. So hold tight, because I'll make sure you guys can have it. Jenny Lockhart Lester, this one's cute. If you ever retire, will you still come to the nail shows just to keep up and see what KUPA is doing?
Probably.
First of all, we've established not retiring.
Not retiring.
We may have to wheel you.
Yeah. Actually, I remember the last year for the Cosmoprof. Yeah, I rented Bob one of those little scooter
motorized
things.
Scooters.
Yeah. And I hope I don't do like he did. He turned around and lost control of it and smashed into our booth.
No! Took away his license.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
He was on some pretty heavy drugs at that point.
Oh, drugging and driving.
Yeah, right.
All right, Brittany's in the house here. Brittany Chin is often our hand model. She wants to know, would you volunteer to be the hand model for enhancements?
Oh my God, you wouldn't like to see these gnarly old hands. Nobody's.
Oh, Yaz Villanova. Yaz is a regular of ours. Richard, what are your plans? Will you ever sell KUPA Inc?
I don't have any plans on selling it.
No, I don't think so.
I just want to grow the company and make it better for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody here and for me and for all you guys too. I hope we give you really cool stuff in the future that you're going to love. And
we don't want to stop that.
Why would we want to, let go of that? So.
Yeah, I agree. Paula Telwan Anderson says, is there a water attachment to help keep the toenail cool while filing down the thick nail? Here's an idea for you. Yeah. Thanks, Paula. Maybe in the future. Who knows? Phyllis Carlson says, Richard, what's your ultimate goal at this point in time? Like, have you got a goal in mind, or several, but pick one?
To make it to January.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have some new releases of some stuff coming out, and hopefully before then. And yeah, to get through the next project and have it released, that's where I'm at.
Robert, get back to work.
What's he saying?
Robert goes, can you please grow back the mustache?
No, but maybe the beard.
Well, okay, I was going to say now, even Suki said it on Facebook today. He said you should bring back the beard, which is quite trendy today, and you have a barber to take care of it.
There you go.
And it would bring you back to your Chuck Norris look.
There we go.
What's your favorite e-file bit? Do you have one? Claire Hansen wants to know.
we've innovated so many different styles of bits, but I think the most popular now is like that 3-in-1 bit. It's so versatile.
Ann's made that popular.
Yeah,
Ann made me love that bit.
well, you know, all you gotta do is try it, and
You do.
you fall in love with it. So
Yeah.
obviously it makes sense. So it's a great
3-in-1 bit is a straight sidewall carbide bit, so great for finishing artificial nails.
Right.
But the very top of the head of it, where it's usually the sharpest, has been refined,
beveled,
has
so
been
you can get in
beveled,
tight
yeah.
around that
So it's
cuticle
not as
there.
scary
So
around
very
the
versatile,
skin.
very versatile bit.
Let's see. Maria Tran wants to know, what can we expect out of KUPA in the time to come?
Many things. Hopefully things you're gonna really love, and probably things that you didn't know you needed until you can't live without them.
Right.
Exactly.
I find those are the best inventions, because you're
Right.
just like, why didn't I think of that?
Right.
Yaz Villanova.
I'm hoping you guys will be wowed.
Yeah,
You know.
they will, trust me in that. Yaz Villanova wants to know, Richard, will KUPA expand to other countries?
Yeah, we're trying that now to
Yeah.
get distribution outside the U.S. And we have a few ventures going on right now
We
in
have
the
some
UK
stuff
and
going
that sort
on.
of thing. So
Yeah.
there's going to be some cool stuff to come. Yeah, I expect we're going to grow a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I have a very strategic plan.
yes.
I do. And Richard with me.
Mm-hmm.
Our growth will go in a way that it can be affordable to the country and their cost of living.
Mm-hmm.
And it will also be probably affordable depending on the value of the dollar, because that also, some countries,
Yeah, there's
it's
a
more
lot
expensive.
of geopolitical stuff. We
Right,
have no
there's a lot of
control over.
political and dollars and all that stuff going on, but most definitely that's my goal, is to get you.
Sure.
I'm going to get you galactic.
Intergalactic.
Yeah, because when Trump starts the force thing in space,
There we go.
it'll be just a matter of time before there's other beings who need their nails
So
done.
we need
So
intergalactic
I'm gonna
headquarters.
get an intergalactic distributor for you. Let's see. Heather Lundquist, she's so sweet. Just want to thank you guys for coming up with Dipfinity. Super fun system. Will you guys make a washable, sanitizable dip powder tray so we don't add more to the landfills with the disposable ones?
Not a bad idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
And I will
people
send you one when I
yeah,
do it.
If people will actually use it,
Yeah.
clean it, do the way it needs to be, then yeah, sure.
I love your thinking, Heather. And we just posted on our page work that she did on like a artificial hand
Right.
of the Dipfinity.
Right.
And I just commented on it this morning. I followed Heather for a few years now, and I've watched her change and grow as a tech on her application. And I said it today because her application of the Dipfinity was beautiful. She did a really cool. I'm gonna point it out to you later.
Okay.
Heather Lundquist is right. We got to get a branch of education on the East Coast for education, but we're thinking globally. So we do have something in the works, and we're testing it.
Right.
And we're doing something where we'll be able to educate everywhere.
Yeah, we really want some of you guys that are the faithful here, so to speak, to kind of work with us to help invent this new next level of training. We'll be informing a lot of you guys in the next little bit here, and hopefully you join us with it and tell us how to tweak it, make it better. It's
Yes.
a constant thing, like we say. We always want to expand, improve, create, and develop new and better systems. The world's changed so much. I
It
mean,
does.
look at when I started, there was no internet, there's no nothing. We were sending out catalogs and, doing zip
Yeah.
plus 4 and ran it off.
16 kilobyte PC.
Exactly. And so now the world has changed, and so
has.
we can reach so many more of you so effectively now in such a flip of a switch, and there we are.
Yeah.
This is awesome. For me to be able to see this from nothing till now, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
I think
I like to stay engaged with technology.
you've launched it like into back to my joke about Galaxy, but you really launched it when you really owned KUPA TV on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, we're trying to do
This has
this
been a lot of
little
work.
bit better. We kind of invested heavily on this program. We spent a lot on cameras and equipment and people and all that sort of thing to make this happen. And it's been a lot of fun for me because I like this kind of stuff. You know, not this side of it, but the other side of it, you know? So, yeah, it's great. And to see it out there for all you guys to, you know, to look at and comment on and engage with. I mean, our engagement on Facebook is fabulous. You guys are wonderful. I'm so happy to see that, you know, because I have an idea. We put it out there. Maybe it blows up. Maybe it just fizzles away.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys are helping push it up to the next level. It's
These
awesome.
have been a good test too for where we're going next with education, and we've been able to use this to work bugs out and
Right.
perfect it
Exactly.
and change it. Betty Allers would like to know if she says she'd love to see an hand or armrest, any in the works. Just swag stuff, I think. Even we should look at that.
We should.
Swag is a good idea. I think, see, that's the power of your branding. People are now wanting to see it on stuff.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a machine or a product. It could be stuff.
Well, we have T-shirts.
We do have t-shirts. Sabella Lee says, please make pedicure teaching live. You may get your wish.
You may indeed.
Let's see. Oh, I think Brittany Chan's talking about curing. She says, I find my lamp gets pretty warm at times. Exothermic reaction, maybe? Oh, Hazel says, I can't wait to start teaching in the UK with my team. I can't either.
We
I'm so
cannot
excited.
wait to
We're
have
gonna,
you teach.
We're going to
for
do
your
some
teaching.
Facebook Lives while I'm
Oh,
in
definitely. I
Bedford.
can't wait to do this intercontinental thing.
Yeah.
You know, where we're all live at the same time. It's going to happen, Hazel.
It is going to happen. We're working on split screen technology too, so we're able to have like Hazel Dixon on the show.
It's going to be awesome.
Let's see. I'm looking for any last Q&As. Paula Telwan Anderson. I work on the elderly. They're very sensitive. I'm not just removing the surface. I viewed a video of a podiatrist using a water attachment. I think it's the water picks.
Oh.
To help from producing so much friction. Oh, just from the friction. Okay, so she's using it. As well as keeping the dust down. I think water was controlled by a foot pedal. It's an awesome idea. I will give you another one though. Flooding that nail with oil.
Yeah. with
You don't
the-
have to keep constant. With
the
water,
final
you have to
phase
keep
oil.
water constant.
Right, yeah.
We have a product called Final Phase. Flood the nail with the oil. That will give you a good minute or so of filing where you just flood it with
And
more oil.
lift a bit often. You know,
Yeah, move.
You keep it moving. Actually, take it off the nail plate and move it again. You know, let it.
You're
cool.
going to like this next one.
Uh-oh.
It's your brother.
My brother.
Yeah, Dwayne
Hey,
Herder.
DJ.
DJ's in the room.
Hey,
And,
D.
and like any brother, he says, when are you coming to visit? We miss you.
Hopefully soon. I know that I've been talking to Mom, so you know, it can't be that
Come
far
on, you gotta be
away.
a good boy.
Yeah.
Go visit the family.
Right?
I think I'm at the end of the question. So
Okay,
I know the
good.
winner.
Okay.
Do you want to announce it?
No, I don't have my glasses on.
You
so
don't have your
you can
glasses on,
announce
so I'll announce it. I have to open up Rachel again because it kind of had it and then I lost it. Oh, if I do this, I've got it. Okay, today's winner of the 10-piece bit kit, congratulations to Maria Tran. You're our winner.
Great, Maria.
Yeah, hooray.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Maria. I had to switch to my phone. My iPad crapped out on me. That's nice. Bad Apple. So don't forget too, though, for the rest of you, if you are not the winner, it's okay. You can go to KUPAinc.com or the KUPA app, because we have that new app. Sign up
Very
for the
cool.
app.
Just ask yes.
Yeah, and use KTV18 promo code on your purchase, and you'll receive 25% off everything except parts and services, the handpiece, education, and the workbook. Other than that, if you like us, follow us on all our social media. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at KUPA Inc. And get the KUPA app, of course, at the Google Play Store, at the Apple Store, or on Instagram at KUPA_TV. Richard, you survived.
I did.
You totally survived being on front of the camera.
Yeah, let's not make this a habit.
Why not? I think the viewers have enjoyed it. We'll know because
Well.
we're gonna go look at the participation as soon as we're done.
Yeah, no, I told you this is going to be your lowest rated show. So.
I don't think so. I have
we'll
a
see.
feeling it's not gonna be. You had a lot of engagement.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
see.
So I want to thank you for being my guest today
Oh,
and
thank
putting
you for
yourself
having me. I
outside,
think-
outside the comfort zone.
Right.
And of course, to the rest of you viewers, I would like to thank you for tuning in every week, because we see you do, for our KUPA TV Live at 11 a.m. every Wednesday. Looking forward to seeing you at next week's show, which I happen to know the topic of. We're going to talk more about e-filing and bring out the e-file, and we're going to share that new color.
Yes, we
A
are.
new color, not Prince and Princess.
A
I'm
new
not about,
color,
yeah, I'm not all about teasing you along and showing you something you've seen. So this is something nobody has seen. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next week live.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
I have no John.